And welcome to the Valterra Goldberg and Mangiarotti pregame show. I'm Mike Logan along with Ron Lancaster, and we're here at Hayward Field for the 31st meeting between the Shamrocks of Bishop Feehan and the Warriors of Coyle Cassidy, the 12th time this game will have been played on Thanksgiving Day. And Ron, coming in, it's a story of two teams headed in opposite directions. We'll start with Bishop Feehan. They've won 6 in a row, looking for number 7.
They have. They got off to a very bad start. They lost their first 3 games, but against very good opponents. They lost to Bishop Stang, Attleboro, and North Attleboro. 2 of those opponents have going to championship games. They've really kicked it in. Coyle Cassidy, on the other hand, have gone a different way. They won their first 2 games and now only have won 1 out of their last 7. So they really want a big win on Thanksgiving.
Story today also, Matt Lanigan, the new head coach of Bishop Feehan, just a year ago was prowling the sidelines of Coyle Cassidy. Makes for a good rivalry.
Does make for a good rivalry. I talked to Steve McGonigal late last week. He said his kids are really up. They really want to win this game because they want to show their former defensive coordinator that he left the better program.
And we'll have more of the Valterra Goldberg and Mangiarotti pregame show right after this. And Mangiarotti pregame show. We are just moments away from the start of the 12th meeting on Thanksgiving between Bishop Feehan and Coyle Cassidy. Ron, this game on paper looks like an easy game for Bishop Feehan, but these teams have played some close games the last couple of years.
They certainly have, and when you haven't faced the wishbone all year, I know Matt Lanigan knows a little bit about it, but if Coyle Cassidy can get their wishbone together, they certainly can put up a lot of points. For Coyle Cassidy, they've got to stop Nate Cody and Tony Chang. If they can do that, then it could be a very close game.
And we'll be back at Hayward Field with the kickoff right after this.
We're going to take your
It's gold helmets and white numerals. They are on the near side and will be moving right to left in this first quarter for the Warriors of Coyle Cassidy, located across the field. They are in their white shirts, gold pants with blue trim and the blue numerals, and they will be moving left to right. For those of you listening to this game today on 1320 WARA, Mike Logan, Ron Lancaster. Glad to have you along on what best can be described, Ron, as a typical Thanksgiving day.
Typical Thanksgiving, there's a chill in the air. At least it's the sun is out. We've got a good crowd on hand, and we should have a good game. Coyle Cassidy really has a big incentive to win this game. As most people know, Matt Lanigan was a defensive coordinator for Coyle Cassidy last year. Coyle Cassidy, I talked to Steve McGonigal late last week. He said his kids are really fired up. They really want to show Coach Lanigan, their former coach, who has the better program.
And we talked about it in the pregame a little bit. These two teams going in opposite directions. Dana Fiataroni will kick it away for the Shamrocks. And back deep for Coyle Cassidy, Eric Herbert, along with Rich Lennon. Lennon to the far side, to the near side, Herbert. Fiataroni getting ready to get the 1993 Thanksgiving Day game between Bishop Feehan and Coyle Cassidy underway. He approaches the ball and is into it, and we are underway. The kick will be taken by Lennon at the 10 on the far side, brings it to the 20, 25, and will bring it out close to the 30-yard line. So a nice return by Rich Lennon, as we will start with the Warriors getting good field position, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line, as they'll spot the ball just shy of the 30. Chris Papps, the senior quarterback, has had quite a career for Coyle Cassidy. He and Nate Cody, the quarterback for Bishop Feehan, very similar in styles. Both can run and throw the ball, although Cody does a lot more throwing than does Papps. Rob Kinney splits to the near side right. Wishbone set for the Warriors. Bork now splits out as well. On a 1st and 10, Coyle Cassidy from the 30. Give right up the middle to Rich Lennon, and he gets about a yard, and that will be all. In on the tackle, Brett Poirier for Bishop Feehan. That front four, Noah Sheridan and Sean Caponegro, are the defensive ends. Joe Sorodio and Tom DeVischer are the defensive tackles. We'll get the rest of the defense set after this play. Kinney again splits to the near side right. Lennon in the backfield along with Matt Ferris and Josh Dion. And the give to Lennon again, running left side, gets about 2. And that is it. Nate Nascimento in on the tackle for Bishop Feehan. So we'll bring up a 3rd down and call it 6 as they spot the ball at the 34-yard line.
Rich Lennon has run the first 2 plays. They need a big game out of Rich Lennon. If he can run well up the middle, it will help their option plays to the left and right side. They really need a big day out of Rich Lennon.
So far, he's got the first 2 carries in the game, and it's a 3rd down and 6. Warriors at their own 34-yard line. Lennon, Nawasu, and Dion in the backfield. Kinney splits to the left side, to the near side right, Dan Bork. Paps calls signals at the line on a 3rd and 6. Play action pass across the middle is off the fingertips of Dan Bork, out at about the 47-yard line, and it will bring up a 4th down. Coverage by Chip Scanlon for the Shamrocks. So, Ron, it's 3 and out for the Warriors.
Not a good start for their opening series. You saw a rarity there on the Coyle side. You saw a pass. Steve McGonigal, if his offense is running, he won't have to pass too much. He passed there just out of the reach of Dan Bork.
Dan Kuna, Dave Kuna, a junior, will kick it away for Coyle Cassidy. And Tony Chang back at his 30-yard line, awaiting the kick from Kuna. Shamrocks with 10 men up on the line. It's a good snap, and the kick is away. Short kick will bounce at the 40, and will take a Warrior bounce. Actually hits Josh Dion right at the 39-yard line. So the Shamrocks will start with good field position for their first offensive possession. 1st and 10. The ball at their 39-yard line. And the 2 names you need to know about Nate Cody and Tony Chang are the 2 names, Ron, that you will hear most often today.
2 names you'll definitely hear. This is a big defensive series for Coyle Cassidy. If they can stop Chang, they want to stop them from going outside. That's what they have to do here.
Uroff splits to the far side right, near side left, Tom Morin. Dossi and Chang are split in the backfield. Give comes Tony Chang, left side, big hole over the 40, 45. He's at midfield, breaks it to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Tony Chang, a 61-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage. What a way as a senior to open up the game.
What a way. He is starting on his way to his 2nd straight Balfour Trophy. Tony Chang just take a little bit of a delay, handoff, go right up the middle, had a big hole, and he got to the outside, and that was what Steve McGonigal was worried about. Once he found the hole, he got to the outside, and Feehan takes a 6-0 lead here with 8:34 left to go in the opening quarter.
Touchdown number 14 for Tony Chang on the season. Fiataroni in to attempt the extra point. Good snap, ball down, kick on the way. It's got plenty of length, and it is good. Teams come back up the field a minute 27 into this Thanksgiving Day 93 game. Your score, Bishop Feehan 7, Coyle Cassidy nothing, and we'll return to Hayward Field right after this. Mike Logan and Ron Lancaster back at Hayward Field. If you're just joining us, it's already 7-0 Bishop Feehan. A 61-yard touchdown run by Tony Chang on the first play for Bishop Feehan for the line of scrimmage. 14th touchdown, and it takes Chang over the 1,000-yard mark in his career. He did it so fast we didn't even mention it.
That's correct. He just really got a great hole and used his speed, got into the secondary, and once he gets in the secondary, he can turn on the jets and really outrun the Coyle Cassidy defense.
Fiataroni with the kickoff will be taken this time by Herbert. He's up across the 20 and darts to the 24-yard line. And that is where the Warriors will start their second offensive possession. Andy Sandville in on the tackle for the Shamrocks. So it will be 1st and 10 from the 24 for Coyle Cassidy. We want to mention the clock is not official. It's being kept, the time on the field. So we will do our best to keep you abreast of just how much time is left. The Warriors split the huddle with Rob Kinney to the far side left. Nawasu, Dion, and Rich Lennon. Wishbone set behind Paps, and Paps will keep. Pitch to Nawasu, drops it, picks it up, and he is leveled by Nate Cody right at the line of scrimmage. We mentioned before the game, it's so cold, the field is like cement, and that time the ball bounced right back up to Nawasu.
Luckily for him, he got a good bounce. That was one of the problems Steve McGonigal's had all season with the Coyle Cassidy offense. They fumbled the ball too many times, committed too many turnovers, and given the cold weather, it even exacerbates the point he can't have that today.
So it's a second down and 10 yards to go for the Warriors at their own 24. Again, Kinney splits to the far side left. Once again, a wishbone set behind Paps. This time he'll play action to the far side. He's got some room. He gets outside of the 25, 30, cuts it at the 35 and dives close to the 40-yard line. First down run by Chris Paps, as that time it was just a little play action. He used his speed to the outside.
Nice play fake, and he outran Nate Nascimento. Nascimento had him one-on-one. He just ran by him, picked up a nice run. They're going to have to do more of that and move the ball down the field.
So it's a 1st and 10 Warriors from the 38-yard line. As we talked about the versatility of Chris Paps coming into the game, again, Kinney is split to the left side. And again, it's a wishbone set on a 1st and 10. The give right up the middle to Rich Lennon, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Sean Caponegro in on the tackle for Bishop Feehan. Joe Sorodio also in there. 2nd down and 10, no gain.
Right now, Bishop Feehan's doing a real good job collapsing on the runs up the middle. And really, Coyle Cassidy has to have good runs up the middle to more open up their outside, their option offense.
Kinney splits the huddle this time to the near side right. Bork, the tight end, to the left side. And Ferris in the backfield now. Matt Ferris and Lennon. Play action. Paps will keep it on a quarterback draw. He's out across the 45, hurdling tacklers to the 46-yard line. That time it was just a 2-step drop back, and Paps ran the quarterback draw himself, picked up about 7 yards.
Great play by Chris Paps. He freezes the defense. He makes the pump fake. That freezes the defense. He's able to get a little hole, go up for a 3rd down and about 4.
3rd down, and actually they call it 3. Kinney split out to the left side. Again, a wishbone set. Big 3rd down play here for the Warriors early in the game. Nwasu gets the call. He is dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. Coming up is Brett Poirier making the play. One of the inside linebackers for the Shamrock team. And Nwasu taken down at the 46-yard line. That will be about 2.5 yards shy of a 1st down, and we get our first big call of the game.
Certainly. Right now, it seems that Coyle Cassidy is really having a tough time moving on offense. They went up the middle, but they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Kinney split to the far side left. Dan Bork now will come tight, as does Kinney. 4th down, call it 2.5 for a 1st down. And silent snap to Paps. Will try the quarterback sneak, and it does not look like he got it. It appeared that they did a silent snap count at the line of scrimmage. Paps came up. Once you touch the center, he snapped the ball, but it appears that the Shamrocks defense holds.
There looked like a lot of movement between the center and the nose guard on Feehan. It didn't look, no penalty was called, but it looked like there was a lot of movement. Might have been a mix-up maybe in Coyle's between Pabst and the center. Needless to say, they didn't make it, and Feehan in terrific field position once again on the Coyle Cassidy 47.
That's a big chance to take when you're only down 7 points early in the ball game. It does not pay off for Steve McGonigal. They will bring the chains out and measure as well, but at least by the naked eye from where we are, which is a tremendous vantage point here at Hayward Field, and he is well shy. He's a good yard and a half shy, so it'll be 1st and 10 Shamrocks from the 47-yard line of Coyle Cassidy with approximately 5:50 left to go in the 1st quarter. We mentioned official time being kept on the field.
Real gutsy call by Steve McGonigal in that first play. He tried to get the 1st down. He didn't want to get too far behind. Let's see if Feehan can capitalize.
Pianadosi and Chang are in the I formation on a 1st and 10 Shamrocks from the 47. Give goes Pianadosi up the middle, breaks a hole, and he's through to the 40-yard line. Ball is loose. The Warriors have recovered the fumble. Pianadosi hit the 45 and left it behind, and I believe it was Rich Lennon who came up with the fumble. So the Warriors get the ball right back on the fumble by Ryan Pianadosi.
Looked like he had a big hole. He got about 7 yards, but it's a cold day. We're going to see a lot of stiff hands as the day goes along, and that's going to cause a lot of fumbles. It's a situation where Coyle has the ball back now. Let's see if they can capitalize on this mistake by Feehan.
First turnover of the game goes the Warriors' way, and this time Rob Kinney splits to the left side. To the right side is Dan Bork on a 1st and 10. And Paps will keep running the option far side, pitches to Josh Gion, and he is nailed right at the 40-yard line. Coming up to make the play, Nate Cody. Mike Uroff also in for the Shamrocks.
Well, Matt Lanigan saw the wishbone offense every day at practice last year. He probably had his team prepare for 12 days. They had 2 men out on that option to the left side. and as you saw, a loss of yardage for Coyle Cassidy.
And the Warriors will take a timeout. We will as well, with about 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Your score, Bishop Feehan 7, Coyle Cassidy nothing. We'll return to Hayward Field after this. That could be it. That definitely could be it. Alrighty, guys. Second down for Coyle, and Paps back to throw, setting up the screen to the near side to Rich Lennon. He's got some blockers and some room across the 40, 45, breaking tackles and into Shamrock territory, and close to a first down is Rich Lennon on the second down screen pass. A good call back to the near side run, and it's a big gain.
Well, I don't know if he knew they were coming on a blitz, but two men were in the backfield chasing Paps, and Paps just dumped it off to Lennon. Lennon made a nice move about 5 yards into that run, cut a little bit upfield, gained more yardage, and it'll be, looks like, close to a first down.
In fact, they will bring the chains out to measure to see if Rich Lennon indeed picked up a first down on the screen pass. It looked as though where they spotted it that he has it, but we'll wait and see as they bring the chains out to measure. Nope, just shy, about 6 inches. So it's going to bring up a third down and short for the Warriors. First time Coyle Cassidy has gotten into Shamrock territory, as we have some snow flurries blowing around. The sun is out and the flurries are blowing around.
Just a typical Thanksgiving Day weather. Right now, Coyle, Steve McGonigal made a comment during a meeting that he didn't want to run the wishbone. We've seen him in wishbone set, but if he can play off of it, like with little screens, dump passes like that, maybe they'll be able to move the ball against the Feehan defense.
Lennon, Dion, and Matt Ferris in the game now in a third and short. Kenny splits to the left side, to the near side right is Dan Bork. Paps up under center will keep it himself, and he has a first down as the pile pushes to the Bishop Feehan 45-yard line. So it's a first down Warriors. The drive will continue as we approach the 5-minute mark. Once again, we'll remind you the time being kept on the field as they're having some problems up here with the scoreboard clock. So it's a 1st and 10, Coyle Cassidy from the Bishop Feehan 46-yard line. Feehan leads 7-0. Tony Chang on the first offensive play for the Shamrocks, scampered 61 yards for the touchdown. Give comes Josh Dion left side. He is hit by Andy Sandville, gets about a yard. Noah Sheridan also in the tackle. Sandville coming up from his inside linebacker position to fill the hole quite nicely. And it's a gain of 2, second down and 8.
You've seen them go with Dion and Nwasu a little bit more. In the first series, they went with Lennon almost exclusively. They're trying to mix it up, trying to get some sort of offensive movement going.
Second down and 8 for Coyle, and this time Rob Kinney is split to the right side. Jack Taylor in the game now, and the flag is down. Paps will keep across the 40, and Sandville takes him down to the 38-yard line, but there's a flag back here in the near side. So let's see if it might have been Kinney might have lined up off sides. It looked as though when he came out here that he was in the neutral zone.
Well, they threw the flag immediately, Mike, so that gives you an indication that somebody might have lined up offside. But what you saw in that last play with Paps is you saw how important he is to the Coyle offense. He went on the option left, faked the pitch, moved upfield. If they win today, he's going to have a big day.
We had the call right. We just had the wrong team. It was offsides against Bishop Feehan. So Coyle, it looks, will take the penalty and keep the down. So instead of a second down and 8, it will be a 5-yard penalty. We'll bring up a second down and 3 as they'll move the ball to the 39-yard line of Bishop Feehan. Chris Paps brings his troops up to the line of scrimmage. Nwasu, Dion, and Lennon in the wishbone set. Nwasu gets the call left side, and he gets maybe a yard. DeVischer in on the tackle along with Caponegro and Brett Poirier will bring up a third down and short for Coyle.
Let's go, baby.
Coyle Cassidy right now, again, moving up the middle. Seems like they're having a tough time. Bishop Feehan's 4-4 defense seems to be able to contain them, not giving them the big run up the middle. And they really need that to try to open up the outside.
So on a third down and 2, Rob Kinney splits to the left side. Dan Bork will now come tight to the right side. Kinney also back tight to the left. Wishbone set, Paps on the quarterback keep, will be close to a first down as he pushes the pile to the 35. It'll all depend on the spot, as that has pretty much been Coyle's best play so far, the quarterback sneak, with the exception of the screen pass.
Absolutely, that's what they've done well. But interesting, they cut their 2 receivers out wide and then brought them in on the count to bring in 2 extra blockers, get that extra push. Actually, Coyle's had the ball a lot more than Bishop Feehan, but when Bishop Feehan's had it, they've ended up scoring. They've only had the ball 2 plays in this first quarter. One was a 61-yard touchdown run, the other was a fumble.
And it's amazing, Paul Oboy says that smiling, that although it's been 2 plays, one of them, of course, Tony Chang's touchdown run, is once again they will bring out the chains and measure, and it is a first down for Coyle Cassidy. Don't forget, this game can be seen at 5:30 tonight. Channel 8 in Attleboro and Rehoboth, Channel 27 in Taunton and North Attleboro, and immediately following it will be Attleboro at North Attleboro. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Coyle Cassidy Warriors at the 35-yard line of Bishop Feehan. Wing T now, and the give to Rich Lennon. Right side's got a hole inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. Andy Sandville finally bringing him down, but a gain of 8 for Rich Lennon.
That's the first time I think they've gone off the right side in this first quarter. Usually they've gone either up the middle or off left side. Got some significant yardage off that simple dive play off the right side, about 8 yards.
As Coyle Cassidy starting to control the line of scrimmage, and as you mentioned, Ron, they've had the ball for most of this first quarter, unofficially 2:20 left to go. Once again, Taylor, Lennon, and Dion in the backfield. Shamrock's defense jumps, gets back on side. Give goes to Lennon, left side, and he's got enough for a first down as he's down to about the 21-yard line.
Looks like maybe Paps is confusing them a little bit with his snap count. Had a lot of jumping on the defensive line on Bishop Feehan. That could help them later on if a drive stalls a little bit, maybe forcing them into some penalties.
Sometimes, too, when a team scores as quickly and as easily as Bishop Feehan does, it comes back to haunt them. They think it's going to be that type of day. And the Warriors now with the 1st and 10, the ball at the Bishop Feehan 22. Bork splits to the left side. To the right side is Rob Kinney. Wing now, double wing. Nawasu to the left, to the right is Dion. Lennon, the lone back, gets the call, and he is stacked up. Joe Sorodio in there on the tackle. Also making the stop for Bishop Feehan, Rob Sewell. A loss of a yard will be 2nd and 11.
I think we can safely say somebody missed a block on that one because Sorodio was right in the backfield to greet Lennon as soon as he got the handoff. And right now they're going up the middle, having a little bit more success doing it. And right now they've moved it down to the 23-yard line of Bishop Feehan.
And the Shamrocks will take a timeout. We will as well. Your score, Bishop Feehan 7 and Coyle Cassidy nothing. If I had told you, Ron, the Shamrocks would only have had 2 plays and the lead after 1 quarter.
Would be kind of unbelievable, but it also shows me that Coyle Cassidy's offense is running pretty much as according to plan. They like to take time off. They like to slowly move it down the field. They don't want to play from behind.
And Pabst's movement on the line. He'll keep and be stacked up on the far side, but 2 flags come in. Chip Scanlon in on the tackle for Bishop Feehan, along with Chris Peluso. So let's see what the call is. It will be an offsides call against Bishop Feehan, and you mentioned it 2 plays ago, Ron. The Pabst's cadence has had the Feehan defenders jumping all over the place.
It seems that they're really getting confused. That's the 2nd penalty, offsides penalty against Bishop Feehan on this drive. It keeps it going. I think we're not sure how much time, but it looks like about 6 or 7 minutes that Coyle Cassidy's had this football.
Well, we mentioned the first offensive play for Bishop Feehan, a 61-yard touchdown run by Tony Chang. Fiataroni added the extra point, and it was 7-0 just like that. But the Warriors controlled most of the first quarter, and now on a 2nd down and 6 yards, the ball is at the 19-yard line of Bishop Feehan. Once again, a wishbone set. Paps will fake and keep it himself, run the option to the far side, pitches to Jack Taylor, who gets inside the 15. Cody runs him out of bounds at the 14. A pickup of 5 on the option to the far side right.
That time, Chris Paps going off to the right side. Again, waiting until the last moment, freezing his defender and pitching it back. When the wishbones run correctly, you can gain yards, 5 or 6 yards at a time, like Taylor did on that play.
And the Warriors' drive continues. It's a 3rd down and 1. Ball is spotted at the 14-yard line as they move right to left in this 2nd quarter. Kinney and Bork come back tight to the line. A wishbone set once again on short yardage for the Warriors. They're in a muddy portion of the field. Paps will keep, slip slide his way into the about the 12-yard line, and it appears that he'll have another first down. 1st and 10 Warriors. They'll spot the ball at the 11-yard line of Bishop Feehan.
But you did mention that it is a muddy part of Haywood Field that they're on, and as soon as he got the snap, he slipped a little bit, and he did sort of slip slide his way to a first down. Luckily, he kept his footing and kept the drive going for Coyle Cassidy.
This drive started back at the 42-yard line of Coyle Cassidy after the fumble by Pianadosi for Bishop Feehan. 1st and 10 from the 11. Give goes Rich Lennon over right side. Tumbling down inside the 5-yard line goes Rich Lennon.
The Coyle Cassidy offensive line doing a much better job than they did in the first series. Starting to open holes. I think the option is starting to worry Feehan a little bit. It's opening up the center of the field.
Lennon gets the ball down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and 2 from the 3. They need 3 for a touchdown. Lennon, Nawasu, and Josh Dian. The straight T behind Paps. Give goes to Rich Lennon running right side, and he's stacked up by Nascimento and Sandville. He'll go nowhere. In fact, he might have lost a yard as they made the tackle around the 5.
Good play there by the Feehan defense to read that. They tried to go off right side once again, but couldn't get any yardage. Long drive. This will be the 14th play of this drive that started after a Bishop Feehan fumble midway through the first quarter.
And we have a timeout on the field called by Coyle Cassidy. We are early in the second quarter. Your score, Bishop Feehan 7, Coyle Cassidy nothing. We'll return to Hayward Field after this. Mike Logan and Ron Lancaster back here at Hayward Field. The Coyle Cassidy Warriors with a 3rd and 3. The ball is at the Shamrocks 4. Paps will give to Rich Lennon over right side, and he's close to the first down marker as he gets down to about the 1. Andy Sandville again making the tackle for Bishop Feehan, and it appears short, but they're going to mark it. And once again, Ron, we mentioned Coyle Cassidy is in the left side of the field from where we are at the 50-yard line, and it is really the muddy end of the field. It looks as though that end of the field has defrosted, so to speak.
And there is a lot of mud down there, not too much grass, and it could bring a lot of footing problems, especially since this looks like it might be a little bit short, and a big 4th down play coming up for Coyle Cassidy.
Well, if you went for it early on out around the 50, there's no doubt about it. I think here you've got to go for the 6 points and try to tie this thing up.
Well, it looks like it might be, looking at it right now, it looks like less than a yard. So the play on less than a yard is send Paps right over center.
So Coyle Cassidy will have a 4th down and less than a yard. The ball is at the Bishop Feehan 2. Moving right to left in this second quarter, they trail 7-0. Rich Lennon along with Nawasu and Josh Dion, and Paps keeps it. He's close to the goal line. He got the first down, I believe. I don't know if he got in. No initial signal. As they umpile players right at the goal line, it's a first down. It'll be 1st and goal, Coyle right at the goal line.
And very close to a touchdown. You talked about a silent snap earlier in the drive, or one of their early drives. That time they went with a quick snap. Nobody got down in a set position. He just snapped the ball back, surprised Feehan, and they're right. They're inches away from the goal line.
16th play of the drive right there?
I believe it is, yeah.
Quite a drive for Coyle Cassidy. So it's 1st and goal, Coyle Cassidy from the 1. Wishbone set again, Lennon, Nuwasu, and Dion, actually the straight T. Paps will give to Lennon, touchdown! Rich Lennon, a 1-yard touchdown run, culminating a 17-play drive as he went over right tackle, and Coyle Cassidy is back to within 1. It's 7-6.
Not only was it a long drive, but a very time-consuming drive. That's perfect. Coyle Cassidy played their offense perfectly on that drive, and if they can do that throughout, we're going to have a close game like we do right now.
7 minutes left to go until halftime. We believe that is official now. It is official, so that drive eating up. around 8 minutes because they get the ball with about 5 minutes to go as the Warriors will go for two. Kinney is split to the right side. Lennon, Nawasu, and Dion in the wishbone set. Play action by Paps. Rolling out. He's got some room to run. Fires to Kinney off his hands and out of bounds. And the two-point conversion fails. Kinney was open, but it's a cold day out there, and the ball skidded off his hands, so it's 7 minutes left to go until halftime. Teams come back up the field. Your score, Bishop Feehan 7, Coyle Cassidy 6. We'll return to Hayward Field after this. Point on Rich Lennon's 1-yard touchdown run. Kuna hits a ground ball. Kick will be taken by an up back. That is Mike Saya, and he gets up to the 35-yard line, and that is it. As Kuna kicks it, he's also in on the tackle. So the Warriors have that long drive, and the Shamrocks now run. Will get the ball back, having run only 2 offensive plays in this game.
Yeah, but one of them was a 61-yard touchdown. It ought to be odd for Bishop Feehan to be back on offense again. Coyle Cassidy, after that long run, teams can get down. Right now, the momentum is shift completely back to Coyle Cassidy. That team was up, and they're very up, and they want to stop Bishop Feehan on this drive.
Yoroff splits the huddle to the far side left. Near side right, Tom Morin. Chang and Pianadosi are split in the backfield behind Nate Cody. 1st and 10 from the 35. Give goes to Chang right side. He picks up a couple of yards out to about the 38. Kevin Avila in on the tackle for the Coyle Cassidy Warriors along with Aaron King.
You see a lot of respect by that Coyle Cassidy defenses are giving to Tony Chang. He gave a little stutter step, just freezes him for a little bit, gets him the 4 yards. He's really a dangerous runner, and they want to keep him inside. If they run inside all day, Coyle Cassidy would be very happy.
Morin splits to the left side. To the right side is Mike Yoroff. Backs this time in an I formation on a 2nd and 6. And the give will go to Chang again. Left side's got a hole. He's inside the 43 and out too close to the 45-yard line. Dan Bork finally chasing down Tony Chang.
Just a little misdirection play there for Tony Chang. Getting the ball late on the handoff. Actually, Chris Paps had him about 2 yards into the run and missed the tackle. That shows you how elusive Tony Chang can be.
It's not that big. He only goes 5'7", 165. Very elusive runner. So at 3rd down and 1, ball is just shy of the Bishop Feehan 45-yard line. And a quarterback keep. Nate Cody will get the 1st down and more. He's out to about the 49-yard line.